Python Together is a community that I came up with lately, and I have been working on this project in the recent few weeks. So it is a community that will help you to exercise Python more and become a better developer, because this community is going to include a large catalog of Python exercises, and also in the future there will be exercises taken from real coding interviews. So it's going to be a community dedicated for preparing you to be a better software developer in Python and also become more ready for the coding interviews. All right, so that is the future goal of this community, and right now we have done a kickoff with a few exercises already in all levels. So let's just explore what this Discord server includes in this video. So not a regular tutorial, feel free to relax and just join me while I cover the features that this Discord server has, what you can do here, and why maybe this Discord server could be beneficial for you. Let's get into it. So first of all, maybe that might be the first time that you hear on Discord. This is a social media platform, I would call it, that really helps to build large communities for different purposes, because you can go ahead and sign up, create your own account, and decide that you'd like to create your own community. This is named a Discord server. And in the Discord server, you can create different channels where people could talk on different topics. You can have text channels, voice channels. So it really helps to discuss easier with different people around the world. And there are amazing Discord servers already that are quite popular with thousands or hundreds of thousands of people on different areas like food, programming, and I decided to come up with a community that is just providing Python exercises and to develop a Python bot that manages this server automatically. So let's see how you can get benefit by joining this Discord server. So first of all, the link is obviously available in the description. You can click in the invite link and it will take you to Discord. Maybe it will require creating a new account if you don't have one, and then you will land in the welcome page. You can see that we have a quite nice amount of people already. You can see that there is a pin message that explains what this Discord server does, and here I'm going to show the the channels that are under the category welcomes. Here's the how-to channel text. You can see how this channel works and what are the commands that are supported, and also terms of usage and the progress. So a progress channel is a channel that you can only use one command in, and the bot will send you back how many exercises you have already solved in the entire community. Okay, so if I was to go ahead here and say /show, then you can see that I have received a message from the bot, and this is the bot that manages this server. And if I go here to the chat, then you can see that I have a breakdown of how many exercises I have solved so far. You can see that in level 1, 2, and 4 I did not solve any exercise, and on level 3 I already solved one exercise. Now, what is even solving an exercise mean to this server in the terminology of this server? A solved exercise means an exercise that is marked as completed by yourself. You as a user, as a consumer who like to solve the exercises, when you mark your exercises as solved, then it is just going to be marked as solved in the background. So first of all, let's go ahead to the category of level 1. This is the category of the easiest exercises. You can see that we have different exercises here. So under level 1, we already have 5 exercises. Each text channel represents different exercise. You can go ahead and type in some already built-in supported commands, like providing the solution for this exercise. And also, the solution is not always going to be the same. It's going to provide a random solution that exists for this exercise. It might be one solution or it might be more, but it's just going to pick one. Once I try to send here solve, then you can see that I receive a message by the bot that says the solution has been sent, and here's the solution. One way to solve this problem, obviously. There are thousands of ways how to solve different coding challenges, all right? So let's go back to our server, and you will see that in about a few seconds, these messages are going to disappear automatically, and I will use a few seconds to hold on and wait until this action happens here. So there were already some traffic and in the between. So that's why, okay, so here we saw how all the messages are disappearing now, okay? So this is actually important if you're really going to use and solve different exercises here. All the messages on the exercise channels, on the channels that are starting with EX, are going to disappear after a 30 to 60 seconds. Because if we are going to just spam different messages, then the exercise message is not going to remain pinned and just being the only thing that is displayed in this text channel. This is the goal of these text channels, only to visualize the problem that you should solve, and in addition only just show temporary messages for managing your actions of sending solutions and marking exercises as being complete. Now the other command that is available in these exercise channels is the /complete command. So if we go ahead and say /complete, then it's going to try to mark this exercise as being completed, and since I have already sent the /complete command once, then I receive this message back. But this is basically what marks an exercise being solved, so that you know to not come to it to solve it again, alright? And obviously there are going to be more commands in the future, okay? So we are just showing the basic actions that you can do. And there is also a channel where you can provide a feedback, which is going to be under welcomes. If you already watched this video, there is also going to be a channel included feedback, which is basically your own feedback as a user. And if you have any feedback or any new ideas for new comments or new actions that you'd like to see in this Discord server, then this will be the place to write it in the feedback channel right under the welcomes category. Okay, so now if we go to some harder exercises, let's say in level 3 EX1, you can see that already it requires more steps, and it's mixing more complex data types that you have to be familiar with in order to solve it and implement some functions that are managing some data about a movie collection. So since the solutions of these exercises are also long, then these are sent as a markdown files. So if we say here /solve, then you can see that it says I can't send messages longer than 2000 characters, and that's why we're going to send the message as a markdown file. And if we go here to our bot, then you can see that there is a markdown file that you can download. And the markdown file is basically a file that with special syntax you can do a highlighting. Let me show you how it looks if you never saw how markdown files are working. And I'm showing this because sometimes downloading files from websites that are unknown, so to speak, might be something that you not feel comfortable doing. And so let's go and see what is a markdown file. So if I download this file here and I open it, then you can see that we have opened this markdown file. This also includes some explanation. Now, this is the edit mode of a markdown file, but if you're using an idea like Visual Code, then you can open this in a different view, which will be open preview to the side. When you, for example, in Markdown, when you use one hashtag before your text, then it is going to make it larger, pretty much like the h1 tag in HTML. So if we open this, then you can see how it is being highlighted, okay? This is larger, this is like the secondary title because it has two hashtags. The rest of the text is written in this way. You can see that it has a solution which explains everything, and here's the full code that basically looks like this. Alright, so let's show some parts of the code to really understand how it is managed. So this is a Python bot example that is managed. Basically, we have a large list of files. So we have executed the tree command, and you can see that it shows the list of files there. You can see that we have a Docker file and a task file for managing different actions in our project. And the task file is basically a file where you can define different actions that you normally take within your project. For example, the docker build command is a command that I'm using always to build a new version of my image. So besides repeating it, then I type in the command line something like task build, okay, and then it takes care building a new image for me. As you can see, it builds a new image. I have a dedicated video on that I recommend watching if you're interested into writing task files. And let's run the tree command again. You can see that we have the JC Discord directory, which is inside the project directory, and it includes an init file for being a package, and then there are Python files that basically manages a different actions on the channels. There are restrictions. For example, there is a restriction that you can't send a message longer than 250 characters across all the channels, and this is for avoiding sending the solution for everybody and basically doing a spoiler. All right, so this is where this code is included. And to be honest, the most interesting part is in the endpoints file. So we will zoom out a bit to not block the code by the circle mask of my face. And let's take a look on one of the supported actions here, which is the complete command that I showed earlier on. You can see that one of the interesting things in this command is the fact that it is not available in all the channels. And this is thanks to the decorator that I came up with, which decorates this function and checks which channel the command was sent at first. And you can see that I pass in get exercise channels as a reference to channel IDs, and this method basically involves some logic to grab in all the exercises that are starting with the sequence of letters EX, meaning exercise. And if that's the case, then we basically return a list of that. So let's go back to the original endpoints file, and if we scroll down a bit, then we can take a look here in the message counter. Basically it shows how many exercises the user solved, and if we scroll also a bit more to right there, then you can catch up that the information about the solved exercise is maintained currently in a JSON file. Later on, it's going to be obviously maintained in a database when this community gets bigger. This is also documented in the terms of usage and knowledge, so that everyone is aware that the information about the solved exercises maintained on the bot side. Basically, the bot knows how many exercises were solved by the members of the server. So now you can see that we have a special logic here that goes ahead and tries to create a member manager instance. This is a custom class that I have created, and it knows to add a new member to this JSON file. And the beauty behind this function, it knows to return none if this is not a new member, but if it's a new member, then we also check this here, then we know to send it to the user, congratulations, this is the first exercise that you solved. And so this is just something that improves a bit the experience of a welcomer of a new member, and that's why I have implemented this logic. You can see that if it was just a regular solved exercise, then the message is a bit different. It just says way to go, and the relevant exercise has been marked as solved. And also, like you saw earlier, and if this is none of these cases, then we send that looks like you already solved this exercise. So this is, to be honest, the most interesting part of the project. That will be it. In the future, there might be plans to make this project even open source, so that the community could contribute as well, and really make this Python Together community to even get bigger, and also improve the product that manages the community. This could be something that is beautiful, but let's see how the growth of the community will go. Alright, so if you enjoyed in this video, please be sure to hit the like button, and also consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in my next tutorials.